What would you do if you walked into your bedroom and see your fiancé on bed with your best friend? Not just any friend, your best friend of 10 years, your maid of honor. That's exactly what happened to Sarah, and what she did next changed everything. Stay with us until the end. Sarah was 32 years old, living in a small town in North Carolina where everyone knew everyone. She had a fiancé named David. They'd been together for 7 years. The wedding was in 3 months. But this story isn't really about David, it's about Emma. Emma was Sarah's best friend since college. 10 years of friendship. They did everything together. When Sarah got engaged, Emma cried tears of joy. She was going to be the maid of honor. Sarah trusted Emma with everything. Her fears, her dreams, her passwords, her house key. One Tuesday afternoon, Sarah left work early. She wanted to surprise David with dinner. She unlocked the door quietly. Then she heard sounds. From upstairs, from their bedroom. Her stomach dropped. She walked up the stairs. Each step felt impossible. She reached for the bedroom door. She opened it. There was David, on their bed, and there was Emma, her best friend. Sarah didn't scream. She couldn't speak. She just stood there. When they finally saw her, Emma started crying. "Sarah, please, I can explain." Sarah turned around, walked down the stairs, got in her car, drove away. She drove for hours, crying so hard she had to pull over. She sat in a parking lot as the sun went down. 7 years with David, gone. But that wasn't even the worst part. 10 years with Emma, her sister, her person, gone. The man who betrayed her, that hurt. But the friend who betrayed her, that destroyed her. The next few weeks were the darkest of Sarah's life. She couldn't eat. She lost 15 pounds. She couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw them together. Her mom had to move in because Sarah couldn't get out of bed. But here's what made it worse. Emma kept texting her. "I'm so sorry, please talk to me. You're my best friend." And their mutual friends, they started taking sides. Half of them stayed quiet. The other half said things like, "Well, you know, love is complicated, and maybe this was meant to happen." Nobody said what Emma did was wrong. Sarah had to cancel the wedding, face everyone's pity, return the gifts, and Emma and David, they were already together, publicly, posting photos like Sarah had never existed. Sarah asked herself the same question every morning. What's wrong with me? Why wasn't I enough? One morning, about a month later, Sarah forced herself to go outside. She sat on a bench at the park, just staring at nothing. An older woman walked and sat down next to her. "You look like someone who's carrying the weight of the world," the woman said gently. Sarah didn't know why, but she started talking. She told a stranger everything. The woman listened, really listened. Then she said something Sarah never forgot. "Honey, the people who betray you don't deserve your tears. They deserve your distance, and you deserve people who would never do this to you." The woman squeezed Sarah's hand. "My name is Ruth, and if you ever need someone to talk to, I walk here every morning at 8 a.m. Ruth got up and walked away. Sarah sat there crying, but this time, they were different tears. For the first time in weeks, someone had seen her pain. Not dismissed it, not justified it, just seen it. That moment changed something in Sarah. Sarah started meeting Ruth at the park every morning, the same park where she used to walk with Emma, back when she thought their friendship was real. In a small town like theirs, everyone knew what happened. Sarah couldn't go to the grocery store without whispers, but Ruth didn't care about the gossip. She just cared about Sarah. Ruth suggested Sarah try something she used to love. Sarah remembered painting. She hadn't painted in years. David used to say it was just a hobby. Emma used to say she should focus on real work. Sarah enrolled in a painting class. The first day her hands shook, but she went. At the class, she met a woman named Lisa. Lisa was kind, funny, real. They started having coffee after class. Lisa checked on Sarah, not because she had to, because she wanted to. One day, Sarah realized this is what real friendship feels like. Meanwhile, Sarah started therapy. Her therapist told her something important. What they did has nothing to do with your worth. It has everything to do with their character. Month by month, Sarah rebuilt herself. She stopped checking Emma's social media. She blocked David's number. She focused on her career, got promoted. She took a solo trip to Italy, something she'd always wanted to do. She made new friends, small circle, but real. People who celebrated her, not used her. 1 year after that terrible Tuesday, Sarah opened her own art gallery. Every painting was raw, about pain, healing, transformation. On opening night, Ruth was there. Lisa was there. Her real friends were there. Every single painting sold out. Sarah stood in her gallery and realized she was genuinely happy, not pretending, not getting over it, actually deeply happy. 6 months later, Sarah ran into Emma at a coffee shop. Emma looked tired, stressed. She started walking over, probably to apologize or explain. Sarah looked at her, calmly, peacefully. She said, "I hope you're doing well." Then she turned back to Lisa and continued their conversation. No anger, no tears, no racing heart, just peace. Here's what Sarah learned, and what I need you to hear. Real friends don't betray you, not with your partner, not with your secrets, not ever. And the friends who stay silent when you're betrayed, they're not your friends either. If someone just broke your trust, listen carefully. They didn't break you. They freed you. This isn't about revenge. It's about becoming so happy, so fulfilled, that they become irrelevant. Stop checking their social media. Stop asking what if. Stop blaming yourself for someone else's choices. Here's what you do instead. Tomorrow, do one thing for yourself. Take a walk. Call someone who actually cares. Try something new. Journal for 5 minutes. Then the next day, do it again. Little by little, you will get stronger. And one day you'll look back and realize you're grateful because it led you to better people, to a better life, to yourself. The best revenge isn't plotting or posting. It's your peace, your happiness, your thriving. Say this out loud right now. Thank you for leaving before I wasted more years. Thank you for showing me I deserve better. Thank you for breaking my heart so I could build something stronger. Your story isn't over. Your comeback will be bigger than your breakdown. Stand up, take a deep breath, and become the person you were always meant to be. If this story touched you, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted? How did you heal? Share this with someone who needs to hear it. You're stronger than you think. See you in the next one.